See, generally in interview, 15 minutes are taken for project and the resume based question, and next 30 minutes are being used for the 2 DSA problem. We spend more than 30 minutes for one DSA, in which I have to tell you the complete hint. I have to tell even our code was not completed. We are not sure whether we are covering the edge cases. It's a complete disaster, man. So yeah,
Yes.
Ekjot, let's start the mock, and I will give a small intro about myself, and then we can go ahead knowing about you. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, Ekjot, so myself Shubham. I graduated from IIT Roorkee, and then I worked with OYO for 2 years as a software engineer. Primarily, I worked on the front end aspect, covering the React and the JavaScript primarily, and then like some of the backend aspect as well, but primarily on the front end side. And then I moved to an early stage startup, then an MNC like ServiceNow, and yeah, it has been a throughout a computer like software engineer journey. So yeah, that's a quick one from my side. Can you give a small intro about yourself?
Sure, sir. Sure. So I'm finally a student pursuing B.tech in computer science from Punjab Engineering College, Chandigarh. And during my 3 years of college, I have become well versed in C and C++, and I'm familiar with Python and Java. And I have keen interest in technologies like AI and deep learning. Recently, I went for a 6-month research internship at IIT Ropar, where I worked upon a project called video dehazing.
Yeah. So out of this projects and internship, can you tell which one has been the most tech challenging one?
Well, I would say the project which I done at my research internship, video dehazing, has been the most challenging one.
Okay. Can you give a small brief about the most challenging aspect that you covered there?
So the most difficult part was that to beat state of the art model. So when we do research, so our main aim was at the start of the internship was to publish a paper at this conference, WCB conference. So for that, we have to beat state of the art models at a particular data set, and then we can publish it. So the main issue which we were getting was we were not able to beat two state of the art models on iHaze and OHaze dataset, which we used for a quantitative analysis. We did a lot of experimentation, but still our model was not that good enough. So that was the most difficult part in my internship.
Anyways, yeah. So let's start with some of the DSA part.
Yes.
Can you tell me like some of your like any of your favorite data structure?
Well, I like to play around with graphs, and I like working with graphs. Its algorithms are really interesting. Like, I like graphs.
Okay. Okay. Let's come to the linear data structure first.
Okay, sir.
In the linear
So,
data structure, let's pick any basic one.
so let's pick stack.
Okay. So yeah. So there is one problem, like one very famous problem that you have heard about, like valid parenthesis. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, if I say that I am given a string and I need to find the longest valid parenthesis in this, I don't have to tell whether it's a valid or not. I just have to find out the longest valid parenthesis. So, what I mean by that is, let's suppose my string is uh, what, like this. So, this is my one valid zone. Let me increase the size a bit. So, I say this is my one valid parenthesis and this is my another valid set of parentheses. And if I
Yes.
say in this case, my answer will be, output will be 4. Okay.
Yes, sir.
You got the idea, right?
Sure, sir. Sure.
So before we jump into the code part, let's first understand like what is the approach that we can use to solve this problem. In the end, it will be more about Okay, solving a function itself, get longest valid parenthesis, I can say.
The thing which is right now coming up in my mind is, for example, so whenever we'll get an open bracket, so we'll push it into the stack. But whenever we'll get a closed bracket, and so we'll first see if there is an open bracket at the top of the stack, and if there is, we'll pop an element. And but the main thing which I'm thinking right now is that how, for example, one I've got one valid parenthesis at second and third position, and then I'll get an open parenthesis, and then there will be two corresponding opening and closed brackets.
Yeah.
So for every valid parenthesis substring, it looks like we have to, maintain a different number.
Why you have to do the while loop? You will always need one, that there will be only one element which is needed. You don't have to do while, like, it will still work, but you don't have to do the while loop. It will just be one element always.
Oh yes, because I think we'll do it for every element,
Yeah,
so
so it will
there will
only
be
be one
only
element.
one element. Okay.
Okay. Can you take a
Explain.
break on this part? Uh,
Yes, sir.
since we have a few minutes only left. Uh,
Yes, sir.
I had a few computer science concept also I wanted to ask, but it eventually took a little bit time. But yeah, just one question I wanted a little bit clarity on. You know
Yes, sir.
about this normalization?
Yes, sir. Basically, normalization is the concept where we break a particular table into smaller tables till the time one table contains one idea. So it is
One
the
table contains
main
what?
one idea. So that is basically a very abstract explanation of normalization.
What are the trade-offs of normalization? What is something that you lose if you are doing normalization?
One very important thing is that when we do normalization, the normalization can be lossy. And by
Mm-hmm.
that, I mean that when suppose I split my table into two tables, and when
Mm-hmm.
I try to combine them back, maybe I'll get extra tuples or I'll get less tuples. So that is a loss of data, and that is lossy decomposition or lossy normalization, whatever you want, whatever we can say it.
Yeah, I think your mock interview completes here. You have any question?
I just want to ask about
Yeah, yeah.
if you can tell that what are the areas that I have to improve.
Yeah, man. So by the way, we share the detailed feedback. I will cover everything there as also. But for now, I can say that you need to be super clear why you are sitting for a software developer job. When I can see you have not just done the machine learning project, you have done a research project. You have done 6 months project. Okay, 6 months is a big commitment, and if you are there, you were there. See, from the interview perspective, for sure, if you are clearing the DSA, that's the first and very important thing. But you should also know the answer to why you are going for the data science. See, generally in interview, 15 minutes are taken for project and the resume based question, and next 30 minutes are being used for the two DSA problem. We spend more than 30 minutes for one DSA, in which I have to tell you the complete hint. I have to tell, even our code was not completed. We are not sure whether we are covering the edge cases. It's a complete disaster, man. Understand it. Okay. So
So
yeah. So you have anything that anything that you want to convey? Like, how was this mock interview? Did it make sense? Did you found it useful? Anything of that manner?
surely, I did found it really useful. And by the way, I did learn a lot of things from this interview. And this is I've also given many interviews during my internship, and this one was pretty almost similar to that. So it is really, really useful for someone who is preparing for placements or internships.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah, man. Take care and prepare hard. Don't be very much at a upper level.
Yes, sir.
Calm down and practice a lot more. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Chalo. All
So,
the best, man. See you. Bye.
thank you, sir. Thank you.